may be one of the reasons why Senator Obama chose me to be here today. So how do we resolve this? We resolve it by doing what we are petitioning for today, a compromise. A compromise that suggests that all of the parties have a valid point, but that we must reconcile as a party with the voters of Florida. And the way to do that is to grant the Ostman petition, to put our delegates at the convention according to that petition, and to move forward unified into the general election.
From Tina Flournoy.
Thank you. Thank you, Congressman. And I have a question for you, and then I have a point of clarification for the co-chair, or a question for the co-chairs. And my question to you, Congressman, is very simple. Would you oppose full restoration of Florida's entire delegation with a full vote?
Thank you for your question. We are here arguing for the maximum number of delegates that your rules allow. Please understand, nobody was more upset with the committee's ruling last year to strip our delegates. Understand where we are today. The rule of your committee is that we Floridians have no votes. That's what this committee adopted. That's how you voted. We are here today asking that we be reinstated according to the petition of our Florida Democratic committeeman, and to be reinstated in a fashion in which the party can unify. Let us unify. Floridians from all different sides of the equation are asking you to give us the power to be unified Democrats. We're asking that you reinstate with respect to the maximum delegates to Florida under your rules.
So you would not oppose full votes, full delegation? Would you oppose it?
We have answered the question.
I don't understand. I don't think you have. I'm not clear.
Okay. The issue is, how do we...
Thank you, Mr. and Madam Co-Chair, and to the distinguished panel from Florida. I've been enlightened today. I have a question that I'm a little bit confused on, and maybe you can clarify it. There are some of us here who might truly believe that the Democrats were not at fault for what happened in Florida. And as a member of the DNC Rules Committee and a Democrat, might be inclined to say that there should have been no penalty. And what I'm confused about is, if that were to happen, why would that be disunity rather than unity in Florida?
Respectfully, I wish you had asked that question last year. Don't fault us, with all due respect, for creating unity in Florida amongst the competing camps, for coming here with a plan to unify Florida's delegates, to treat us just like the Republicans were treated in Florida, and give us the Ostman petition.
Mr. Chairman.
You have a brief follow-up question, Ms. Huffman.
Congressman, you're very eloquent, and I was hoping that you would truly answer my question, because I am interested in the voters. I am not interested in either candidate. I am interested in the voters, and I'm interested in having a high energetic turnout in Florida. So I wasn't being cute, and I wasn't trying to be confrontational. I just don't understand why, if we were to vote, no, I didn't ask the question a year ago. I couldn't foresee such a primary a year ago. I couldn't foresee such interest a year ago. I didn't have all of the knowledge I have today to have asked the right questions a year ago. So forgive me for not being able to see that crystal ball. But here we are today. And here we are. I've gotten thousands of letters and emails from across the country, not just Florida and not just Michigan, requesting that they have their full vote, indicating that the Democrats did nothing wrong.
Well,
we are not the Republican Party, so we don't have to follow the Republican Party.
Correct.
So why?
You bet.
All right. Let's allow.
You bet your ass it was flawed.
All right, well, you can see there, things get heated inside the Democratic Rules meeting. Are they including Michigan and Florida votes? And on the outside,
50 states, not 48. 50 states, not 48.
you see the protesters are not shy about their feelings about the candidate they support. Something happened today in Washington that rocked the American electoral system, and I mean rocked it, and it created a chapter of U.S. political history that if you weren't paying attention, you would have missed. Okay, so they have solved the Florida and Michigan delegate debacle. Well, it's a solution, but not one that everyone is happy with. And it's also about those uncounted delegates representing Democratic voters in those two states. Remember, they were excluded from the primary process as a penalty imposed by the Democratic National Committee. But this evening, after a full day of debates, sometimes heated, sometimes profane, you heard that at the top of our newscast, the Rules Committee compromised and will allow all delegates from both states to cast half a vote each at the convention. Well, so that's the fight, and here's the prize. Delegates, and lots of them, now parsed out between candidates Clinton and Obama. Here's the split. In Florida, 105 delegates for Senator Clinton, 67 for Senator Obama. In Michigan, sworn delegates with half a vote each, 69 for Clinton, 59 for Obama. There's so much more to digest here tonight, so much data as well, the historical importance, plus the fact that Hillary Clinton's chief delegate counter says the senator reserves the right to appeal today's decision. Let's talk to CNN White House correspondent Suzanne Malveaux, now at our election headquarters in New York. Very interesting day, Suzanne.
Don, a lot of fireworks and emotions as well. Essentially what the DNC did, their ruling here, it moves the goalpost forward effectively to get the Democratic nomination. So before today, Barack Obama needed 42 delegates to clinch the nomination. Now that turns into 68.
After hours of deliberations and occasional fireworks, a deal, then a threat by the Clinton campaign to keep the fight going.
Mrs. Clinton has instructed me to reserve her rights to take this to the Credentials Committee.
The DNC Rules and Bylaws Committee voted to seat all the Florida and Michigan delegates at the Democratic Convention, but cut their votes in half for holding their primaries early. But the biggest uproar from the Clinton camp erupted over how the delegates would be divided in Michigan, where Obama's name was not on the ballot. Roughly 60% to go for Clinton and 40% for Obama from voters who checked uncommitted.
I am stunned that we have the gall and the chutzpah to substitute our judgment for 600,000 voters. Not only will this motion hijack 4 delegates from Mrs. Clinton, it will take 55 delegates from uncommitted status, which is a recognized presidential status under our Constitution, and convert them to Barack Obama.
The deal was a compromise. Obama's camp believed Michigan's delegates should have been split in half. Barack Obama reacted cautiously to Clinton's threat to take the delegate controversy all the way to the August convention.
Well, I'm not going to do anything to dissuade Senator Clinton to do what she thinks is best. I trust that they're going to do the right thing. Well, I think they'll have to make a determination on that, but I think that they will be motivated by an interest in bringing the party together.
From the passionate protests, it is obvious there is much work to be done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Co-Chairman, Mr. Roosevelt, I do not believe that everyone was able to hear due to the raucous in the hall, what the yes vote was. So would you remind, once we can have it quiet,
please have the courtesy to allow people to hear what the vote was.
Finding a way to make whole, to some degree. Can I tell you something? That vote failed. Do you believe in democracy? Then if you do, then here is the next best thing. And I want to ask all of you to respect it and to please conduct yourselves like proper men and women.
Don, it really was a bitter disappointment, this decision by the DNC for Hillary Clinton, because essentially she was hoping these wins in these two contests would bring her significantly closer in closing the gap of the pledged delegates and also leading in the popular vote.